Hello everybody, it's Sage and welcome back to Sagevivor. In the last episode, things started getting spicy. Today, they're only going to continue getting spicier. We're going to be jumping into a challenge called Letter Number, which is a pretty torturous challenge where we just give you a letter and a number and you have to give a word that starts with that letter and has that number of letters within it. In order to score a point, the team with the highest amount of points after the whole competition is over will be safe, and the other team will have a date with me at Tribal Council, where somebody will be the third person voted out of this game. Friendly reminder, if you have not already, please smash that like button for me to show your support for the series and consider subscribing. It really does help me out a lot. And it also helps out the cast of Sagevivor and future cast of Sagevivor. The better that this series does as a whole, the more I can turn around and reinvest into it. Ugh, enough yapping, let's get into the tea.
Like, I will flip on the fucking bets. I do not give a shit.
A wild ride right out of the gate.
People can grasp onto that, they'll trust you, and they will...
I could see us going at it, but, you know, we'll see.
Hairs on the sand. Tide rolling in. Choose your hand.
Holy shit, okay.
Blood in the water. Pick your partner. 2 names, 1 torch. Who's going farther? Says bad, chant gets louder. If you can't swim with your blood, get out of the water. Blood in the water. Waves hit harder. Oh God, new spark tribe gets smarter. Says bad, raise that fire. If you can't swim with your blood, get out of the water. Pairs up, lines in the shore. Vet with a rookie, do you teach or score? Handshake tight, but the current shift. Trust like a raft, can it hold that drift? Whispers at dust, plans by the pit. Notes in the palm, who's counterfeit? Idle in the tide where the moon runs harder. Red don't rip, well there's blood in the water. Blood in the water. Blood in the water. Pick your partner. 2 names, 1 torch. Who's going farther? Says by bad chant gets louder. If you can't swim with your blood, get out of the water. Blood in the water. Waves hit harder. Oh God, new spark tribe gets smarter. Says by bad, raise that fire. If you can't swim with your blood, get out of the water.
Sagevivor, Blood in the Water, Episode 3. It is September 25th, 11:37 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, this is right after challenge results. The challenge was we send 3 representatives from our tribe. The other tribe sent 3. They went head-to-head in a duel. And we lost.
Hello, hello. Happy Friday. I am very, very happy that we don't have tribal council today. Also kind of happy that I came in clutch in that competition because I really had a busy day yesterday and didn't want to be the one risking our lives. So yeah, but nobody else was available, so it had to be me, and it turned out that it worked. Honestly, I'm sure Sal would have won anyway, so it would have been fine. But yeah, we really, we killed it, as one would say. But yeah, it's been a busy few days. Sorry, I'm holding a makeup brush. With work and everything, so I haven't been like socializing as much as I would have liked to. But I do think that on like the last tribal council that we did, I talked enough for the whole tribe, so. It was really interesting because Nick, who is quickly turning into my number 1.
Hello, Sagevivor. It's Nick here for the episode 3 confessional. I'll just get right into it. Alright, first I've got my little Dunkin' drink here, so we're in a good mood. But yeah, alright, so challenge, or I guess like post-tribal. Tribal was messy. Basically, after tribal, everyone was like, oh, like it was so stressful. Like we were all very relieved that like the plan went through, that Dylan's shot in the dark didn't hit. Basically, tribal ended up, it was 7 votes for Dylan, I believe. 7, maybe 8. No, because Dylan didn't have a vote, so it was 7 votes for Dylan, 1 vote for Erica, and 1 vote for Casey. After tribal, I did end up talking to Uli, and Uli did say that he was the vote for Erica, which makes sense, because Erica was mentioning in our alliance chat with me, Erica, Becca, and Melissa, the 4 of us, that Uli, like she thought Uli was going to vote for her, and then she took it back. Carter was also talking about voting for Erica at one point to me.
Just voted Casey so that in case Dylan's thing hit, it wouldn't hit Erica, who's in our alliance. Though to be honest, I kind of like Casey more than I like Erica.
Totally different worship today, but now we're moving on. Who the hell voted me? I don't fucking know. It was Dylan who went home at Tribal. If you guys saw that Tribal chat, my goodness, bunch of hoes, bunch of bitches flying all over the place. I'm over here like, this is not something we should be doing. This is the returnees' job to be acting like this. So there's like, it's calming down a little bit. The total number of votes read was 7. And with Dylan shot in the dark and me not having a vote, it should have been 8 read, but I'm not sure if all the votes were read. This is probably a question I should ask production, but anyway, it was 1 vote me for some reason. I might know the reason. 1 vote Erica, 5 votes Dylan, excuse me. Which again led to Dylan ultimately going home. And I think Erica voted me. Everyone's telling me they don't think it's her. It is the only thing that makes sense to me though, because she knew that her name was on the chopping block. And if Dylan shot in the dark worked, which we all know he wasn't going to use because he bought an extra one, which he couldn't even use. But like I said, I forgot. If it hit, she would have gone home because who knows if other people were rallying with him, which one person did apparently. And I think that one person was Sal, just because when we were debriefing, I'm like, oh, who could have voted Erica? He said Dylan. Dylan doesn't have a vote. He used a shot in the dark, so that's gone. I don't know if it's just he doesn't know that it's him thinking, or he was just so quick to claim that it was Dylan, so people wouldn't think it was him. That's my opinion. But we'll just have to see.
Forgot the mic. Okay, hi. How's it going? Everybody doing well? Last night was a little crazy. So basically, let's see, what was last night was Wednesday. Okay, so Tuesday night, after we found out that we were going to Tribal, I just sort of was like, messaged Becca, I messaged Melissa, and maybe like one other person, maybe Carter, I don't remember, but I basically was like, oh yeah, I don't know who I want to vote for. And so I just would kind of tell people like, Dylan is the person that I've talked to the least. And then I went to bed, and then when I woke up yesterday, Nick messaged me, and Nick was like, hey, everybody's talking about Dylan. And so I was like, oh, cool. That was easy. So, yeah, then basically Nick and I kind of spent the rest of the day kind of just shoring up the votes for Dylan. And it was, like, surprisingly easy because people don't really want to throw out names. So kind of the first name that gets thrown out is probably the person who's going to be getting voted. So anyways, but yeah, like Nick and I like super bonded during that whole ordeal. Like I would say that like Nick is probably, if not my number one, at least my number two. Like Austin, Nick, Becca, kind of, I really feel like I could list any of those three like interchangeably.
So, and Carter and Uli are also like a duo. So I was kind of expecting one of them to vote for Erica, or honestly, just like anyone. Like Austin even brought it up. she's clearly not as connected besides like me, Becca, and Melissa. So yeah. But so Erica got a vote, and obviously I was the vote for Casey. I ended up telling Uli that I voted for Casey because he trusted me, like, by saying he voted for Erica. So I was just like, you know what, it's probably going to get back to Uli anyways because I told way too many people. So I was like, I might as well just tell him and see how that goes.
Gotta catch 'em all, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend. You're the world that must defend. Knowing that.
Not that I dislike Erica, but she's never around. She's in 4 other orgs, she told me, which is crazy.
So he told me he wouldn't tell anyone. Obviously, like, there's a lot of people who know. So I'm very curious how that's all going to play out. I believe everyone on the tribe knows besides Sal and Casey. However, it's very, very likely that it's gone back to Sal and a little bit less likely that it's gone back to Casey at this point.
But because I wanted to be a little bit of a chaos goblin yesterday, I told Dylan that he was getting voted out because Dylan messaged me and was like, hey, have you heard anything about the vote? And I just really didn't have it in me to lie to him. And I pretty much just told him, like, yeah, man, I don't know how else to tell you this. I don't want to BS you, but it's you. So if you have an advantage, I'd play the advantage. I know that Dylan was like, hey, if I could get a vote on somebody else, would you, like, consider voting for them? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then he messaged me back and he was like, oh, Nick and Austin are open to flipping their votes. And then I messaged Nick and Austin. I was like, are you guys really thinking about flipping your votes? And they were both like, no, man, no, just saying that.
Good morning, good afternoon, what is going on? Episode 3 vibes, here I am. I made it through 3 rounds. It's pretty good. That's pretty popping for me. I love that for me. I'm immune again. That's pretty good, especially for a newbie. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's like a lot of my like narrative right now, that like I always get so sketched out about like the newbies in these types of games, but you know, not too shabby. I've kind of just been doing a lot of social stuff. I feel like I am in a decent place, but not great, but not terrible. Maybe I'm a lot better than I know, quite frankly, but I think decent, like it's decent overall. It's fine. Because I have 2 alliances, and I think I have great bonds, and I'm decent active, and the challenges haven't really been things that I need to like strut my stuff in just yet. So like social-wise, I'm decent. Like, should we lose? I mean, I never like to be survivor confident, so like knock on wood, like whatever. But yeah, look at these fucking body filters. Anyway, tribal we just did. I voted Dylan. Dylan went, and I'm okay with that. A whole duo out of the game. I bet they're pissed at each other over there on whatever Redemption Island thing they're at. I don't mind it because it was kind of team TV as fuck, like Dylan versus Erica, and I love those two going at each other. Like, that was a case of crazies. Like, we love a good mess vibe. You know, it's just like giving. It's given some like content we needed, because otherwise it probably would have been a boring vote. However, Dylan got some coins to get shot in the dark advantages, and a lot of people were messaging me. They were like, Austin, should we throw our votes? Austin, should we throw our votes? And I was like, sure, if you wanna. I'm not gonna do it, but I won't say if you did it. So I do know that Uli voted for Erica, and then I do know that Nick voted for Casey. And I go to both Erica and Casey now, and I'm kind of being a fake snake. I mean, whatever. But I'm like, I don't know who did that. And they're like, who do you think? Like, let's uncover it. Like, I don't know. It was like inherently fake of me, but like socially, like, that's just kind of how I play, where like I like am socially aggressive, but I act as if I'm not. So like between different people, and like I can like code switch between them. It's interesting, but I think it was kind of funny, so I enjoyed it. Otherwise, yeah, the vibes are chill. I think the tribe's chill. I don't see like inherently anything super crazy for what we have going on.
Then I had to go what was I doing? I was doing something last night. Yeah, I think I was like getting ready to put my kid to bed or something like that. And that was when all hell broke loose in the tribal chat. So I missed a lot of that last night, which I'm kind of glad of, because I really, stuff like that, I don't know. It's an internet game. Like, I hate when people kind of get personal about it. It just, it's so irritating. Anyways, but, you know, I'm happy to be one of the people that got picked to do this challenge. I won this challenge in the Gentleman Orgs that I played, like, less than a month ago. And even if I lose, I feel like the important part is at least, like, stepping up. Like, I don't think people can hold it against you if you step up to a challenge. Because it's like really easy to be like, oh, you screwed this up for us. You screwed this up for us. But, like, I didn't see you stepping up for it.
But after tribal, Casey was asking everyone, like, oh, like, I got to vote. Like, I'll investigate this. A couple people came to me with that. Becca, Melissa, Austin, and Erica, my 4 closest allies, actually. They all came to me like, oh, I don't know, like, what to say, like, how should we be managing Casey? And I basically was just like, let's just, like, lean into the fact that we don't know. I didn't say this to Erica, but I was like, if everyone doesn't give Casey a name, she's going to think it was Erica, because Erica was the secondary target. So I'm kind of just, like, on the ominous side. I don't think Casey will assume it's me unless she's outright told by someone, hey, Nick threw your name out and voted for you.
So let's recap what happened. So I did a prayer circle, and the child was voted out. And it's been good. It's been good. I feel like I can finally play the game. I know that he still has a chance to come in, as does Nicole. I don't really know what I want to do at this tribal, though. So I've been talking to some people. Some people have left me on red. But I feel like I have a better read of some things. Ultimately, I do think I'll be okay at this tribal unless people, like, pull coins. Because if I'm counting right, like me, Dirk, Mason, Katie, those are 4 votes that will not vote for me. I feel confidently that these 3 are with me in some way. And I make 4, there's 9 people on my tribe. So really just 1 vote, and that's really easy to flip, right? And it seems like Wrath is kind of being brought up again.
Yo, what's going on, chat? Currently eating my food on break as I do this video professional. There's a fucking mess. Look at that. Terrible. Absolutely miserable. Not much is going to happen for this vote. We did the challenge. The challenge had to do with sending in, like, a word prompt based on the letter. So, like, starting the word with the letter plus the number of letters in it. So, like, A7, make a 7-letter word that starts with A. I was really lazy when we did the challenge, so I kind of just said, fuck it. If the challenge results are supposed to be posted, then I'm just going to, like, make it look like I did good, and I proposed, like, me just throwing the challenge for my tribe. And then Mason's partner, I think his name is Nick, agreed to it, so we threw the challenge, basically. Or I threw the challenge, and then we made it look like I got 8 to 10, so I looked like I actually tried my best. And then Gary bombed it, so it's like, cool, we lost. I'm not surprised. Like, I don't know why we sang Gary. I was hoping that I would throw, right? And then in the process of me throwing, my other 2 tribe mates would, like, clutch it up and we'd still win. It'd be funny as fuck, but I forgot we sang Gary. But anyways, we head to the vote. I think Gary's lack of productivity in the challenge, like the fact that he looked as bad as he did, plus the fact that he's not as social with everyone, made everyone want to jump on voting for him. At least that's what I assume. I could definitely be going home here, because I don't really feel the most confident after what happened last vote. But if not, yeah, it's going to be Gary. Things are looking pretty simple, and hopefully we don't get swapped after this. Shit. That's about it. I'll see you guys later.
Wrath is interesting. So here's Wrath. Okay, Wrath said he trusted me and Katie the most, right? This was in round 1, and then he was telling a bunch of people that same thing. He also asked me last night if I would be okay if he gave, if I was okay with him giving me his coin. So I told Katie that. And he used some wording like, I'm ride or die with my alliance and all this stuff. And I was just like, am I aligned with this man? I don't have a relationship with him. He doesn't talk to me. But I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's also been after, it's like, I guess it's Parchment Gate. Or whatever. Like, somebody is... two people voted for Mason, and people think it's Wrath. I think Wrath voted for Mason. Here's the thing, I don't care. And I'm really tired of this, whatever. And I don't know why Wrath is doing this. My theory is he's trying to get heat off of him. He has to know that he's on the bottom of the tribe, right? I don't see a world where he wouldn't feel that way. But he leaves me on red, so it can't be from me. I try to reach out to him. So he's been trying to find out who this other Parchment is. Mason did tell Wrath today that he had lost his vote. As far as I know, only me and Wrath know that Mason had lost his vote.
Alright, so for this episode, we ended up having tribal. Wrath and Gary were 2 of the 3 of our representatives, and they both lost the challenge. And coincidentally enough, those are the 2 names that have been thrown out this episode. So hallelujah, my name's not out there. But yeah, I can't remember who originally threw out Wrath's name. I know I heard it from a few people. But Wrath was the first to throw out Gary's. I don't think anybody's actually going for it. I know Spro was saying that she would have been open to it, but I don't think she cares either way entirely, because Wrath is a problem anyways. I just know she prefers to not have any players like Gary in the game. She's the type that doesn't like people that have no use to her, and Gary's definitely one of those. Gary doesn't talk at all. At least Wrath talks somewhat, I guess, even though he's been having issues where he's ghosting people for large amounts of time. It seems like everybody's on board for Wrath. I sent it in the alliance that Wrath threw out Gary's name, so I would assume Gary, Ryan, and Dirk are even more on board to vote Wrath. I care less about that alliance. The only one I actually truly trust is Ryan right now.
Okay, so I don't even know if y'all can hear this. I'm in my car and it's connected to my Bluetooth in my car and it's saying I'm calling myself. I don't know. But yeah, basically this vote should be very easy. And Wrath will be going home. There's fears that he's going to play a shot in the dark, but I am not concerned about that. I know I'm not going to be the revote, so it's whatever. Ethan wanted Gary to throw a hinky vote on Mason, not knowing about the alliance we have with Mason, and Gary was no, but Gary kind of wants Sarah out, and Sarah kind of wants Gary out, so maybe he'll throw a vote at Sarah, but doubtful. But he was yeah, I'll just risk it on the revote, and he might get voted out if there's a revote. But I am not sticking my neck out for him, and honestly, I trust Mason probably just as much, if not more, than Gary. I'll type out my trust rankings in a second. So it's whatever. Preferably I would want Snowy out, but he's doesn't seem to be an option, and I can't bring up his name to Ethan and Gary, I don't think. Only Dirk, my baby. But yeah, that's what's going on this round. I am upset I didn't get a chance to do the comp. I feel like I would have been better than those idiots, but whatever. And yeah, I just am scared of a potential swap. I really don't want to lose Dirk. I'll publicly choose him number one if like it's a captain thing. I don't give a fuck. That's how scared I am of losing him. But yeah.
Hey, Sagevivor, it's been an eventful round. We lost the challenge, so we are going to tribal. Everybody's initially been looking at Wrath. Wrath's been very chaotic the first, few rounds. And Wrath, I think there's just been a lot of tension. I think nervousness, people wondering what Wrath's going to do. And he's been pitching Gary. He made an alliance with him, Sarah, Katie, and Ethan. And he told me that he thinks those people plus Mason are going to vote Gary. So I messaged him. I told him I'd vote Gary too. I'm so nervous. I don't know. It all seems too easy. I have a feeling. I'm scared that Wrath has an idol or a shot in the dark. There's been lots of talks about strays around. People have been talking about, who we would vote on a revote. I've heard Gary, I've heard Mason, and I've heard Snowy.
Dirk is kind of in the middle for me in terms of trust rankings. At least I think that's where I put him. So not all that bad, but I'm pretty sure Dirk was open to voting me last round, so still a little weary of him. And then I know that Wrath was saying that I eventually told Wrath, by the way, that I lost my vote, and then I told him a couple like throwaway ones, like the dirty socks or dirty underwear. I said I got 2 of those. I wasn't gonna tell him I got the coin. I might have said that last episode. I can't remember, but yeah, I told him I lost my vote. So it narrowed down the vote, the parchment hunt thing that he was trying to do, to either him or Ethan voting for me. And obviously he's not going to say he voted for me, so he's basically saying that Ethan did. And then apparently he told Spro that Ethan told him that Ethan voted me. So I went to Ethan and said, I don't, something around the lines of, I don't really believe this. We're still Gucci. But came to my attention that Wrath is saying you voted me. And he denied it. Honestly, I believe him. I don't see Wrath being the one that's being truthful here for anything, honestly. He's been all over the place.
Alrighty, so after doing a lot of gaslighting of Sarah and misconstruing information that she's receiving from Wrath and information Wrath's telling me and then just lying about a little bit and telling her she definitely doesn't trust him at all. So that's good. I mean, nobody seems to trust Wrath at this point. Nobody wants to work with him either. So that's great. It really seems like he is going to be the second boot of this tribe, the second returning player to get the boot, which honestly is really surprising just at like a first glance of everybody who was on this tribe. I would not have guessed Nicole and Wrath would have been the first and second boot. Not that I'm like mad at it, I guess. I didn't really know Nicole. Wrath, though, totally fine with that. I'm a little worried about what tricks he could play, like, I don't know what he got at the auction, assuming he did get something. Ugh, I'm really scared if like an idol play happens. Who's he gonna vote? Will it be me? Will it be Mason? Will it be Gary? Because Gary's the person he's been throwing out all day. But at this point now, he's like saying, oh, just whoever, as long as it's not him, which makes me feel like he's really desperate. It makes me feel like he really doesn't have an idol. But he could play a shot in the dark, and if he does play a shot in the dark, and he ends up getting safe, I'm pretty confident it's going to be Gary going. But I would love it if it wasn't. I'd love it with somebody like Mason. Just because I do trust, I don't know who I trust more, Gary or Mason. It's a toss-up, honestly. But regardless if it's between the two, I would rather have it be Mason just because I'm not in any sort of alliance with him, but Gary I am, at least with, like, because we have me, Gary, Ryan, and Snowy alliance going on right now. But, like, I don't know how much I'm really into that alliance. Same thing with Ryan. He's told me he's not really putting all his cards into Snowy and Gary.
I did tell Katie. Katie knows that, but I'm saying, like, from Mason's perspective, the only people who know is me and Wrath. So it's kind of narrowed down to, like, Ethan or Wrath who voted for Mason. And Wrath is trying to, like, I guess, paint this thing on Ethan. Again, I don't care. But Wrath has kind of made himself like this target for being messy. But here's where my dilemma comes in. Gary is dog shit to talk to. I feel pretty strongly that he does not like me. Which, like, okay, your vanilla ass is not going to like somebody like me. I like to have fun. Sorry.
I think, honestly, like, even if Casey does find out, I have enough power on this tribe to where, like, I should be fine if we lose. But obviously time will tell with all of that. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about all of that. I approached Casey, and I was like, because she had the conversation with me as well, like, hey, she was like, hey, I don't know who voted for me, just trying to, like, figure that all out. And I was like, girl, I had no idea you were gonna get a vote. But I told her, I was like, I would, if it did, like, if the shot in the dark hit and it became a tie between you and Erica, I would have kept you. That's a lie. We're lying in Survivor? What?
Hello guys, welcome to Sagevivor episode 3. So after I submitted my confessional last cycle, me and Dylan ended up getting in a fight, which was weird to me because I like him and hyped him up. I guess he heard that I wanted him out or something. So he started pitching my name. And obviously that was leaked to me because I have connections in this game. So then I confronted Dylan and was like, why did you text me this morning saying that you have my back, but then I'm the first person that you tried to vote? He's like, because you didn't have mine. And I was like, yes, I did. I have tried to get people to not vote you today. But with you not being around, no matter what I say, isn't helping. And he was like, oh, you're lying, blah, blah, blah. I know that you didn't do this. I know that you didn't do that. Like, you are a bitch. You're a hoe. You're a backstabber. You're this. And I'm just like, okay, sure. And so I ended up blocking him because he was accusing me of shit that didn't happen and he was pissing me off. Then he goes into the main chat, which made it worse for him. Even if he wasn't the target, it would have flipped onto him because I had multiple people texting me, asking me if I was okay because he was just calling me names and being rude. 3 people advocated for me in the main chat that I did try to steal it off of him. So he apologized, looked like a fool, and it made me look even better. So that definitely helped my position in this game because people that weren't in the inn when it came to what was going on and me trying to steal it off of Dylan, they were texting me being like, oh, like, I'm so sorry you went through that. I had no idea that this was going on, yada, yada, yada. So that definitely helped my position in this game. However, now cycle 3 ending, going into cycle 4, well, episode 4, I think I'm sitting very well. Again, I'm still in that 4 alliance, and they leak shit to me, so seems like it's solid. And I like the people in it individually, so it just works out that we're all in the same place and we like each other. Outside of the 4 alliance, though, I am still keeping up my individual connections with everyone else. I know who the sway vote for Casey was, but Casey's asking me And I'm not saying I know who did it. I'm just saying, like, I swear it's not me. Because I do not want to tell on my ally who literally voted Casey to try to save me when they found out that Dylan was voting me. And he was worried because Dylan had that advantage that he had a 30% chance in staying, depending on what the bot said. And he was really worried that I would go by default, which I would have if he was safe. So an ally of mine threw a vote on Casey to help solidify that. So of course I'm not going to admit to Casey that I know about it. So yeah, in conclusion, like I've said, I think that I'm sitting pretty well in this game. Everyone seems to like me individually, and I think that if we were to lose, I wouldn't be the person that people would want to evict, and if they did, it would be kind of difficult because I already have 3 solid people on my side already, plus quite a few individual connections. So I feel like if my name said, it wouldn't get any traction. I feel like the only way I'd go out is to like do to an advantage or something. I'm just hoping that my ally, aka partner Ethan over there, stays safe. But we'll find out in a few hours.
Okay, so there's been a lot that's kind of gone down. I hope I can remember everything to explain it all really thoroughly. So, Wrath wasn't really getting a name for most of the day. And everybody on the tribe is going to be voting for Wrath, and we all knew that. We were like, how do we go about telling Wrath like a name without making anybody upset? So like me and the 5 were talking, the 5 being me, Dirk, Ryan, Sarah, and Katie were talking, and basically we were discussing if like we throw a hanky vote just in case, like what do we do if he does have an idol or something. But I think we've decided we're not going to do that. And also Wrath at some point told Dirk that he thinks he could get, that we could do Gary if Sarah and Katie are on board, like us 5 would do it. And Dirk tells me about that. I'm like, oh, okay, you tell Wrath that you will talk to us 3, and then we will pretend to be on board with that when Wrath comes to us. And like, obviously Wrath's not gonna tell Gary, and like us 5 aren't gonna tell anybody else about it so it doesn't get out. So then Dirk tells Wrath that he told us, and then I go to Wrath and I'm like, oh hey, Dirk just approached me and he thinks that we could, us 5 could do Gary and and then Wrath is on thinking now that that everybody's on board to do Gary. Like a couple of people now have sent me direct quotes from Wrath saying he thinks it's going to be Gary unless everybody's lying through their teeth, and I'm just like, ooh. So I think we're pretty set, unless Wrath is completely lying through his teeth and knows we're not voting for Gary, but I don't think so. And also a very interesting thing happened. Dirk was trying to send a voice message to Sarah, and for some reason when he sent it, it glitched and it was sent to multiple people apparently. So now, and then Gary messages me, and he's like, so Dirk sent me a voice message that was not for me, and he was telling me all about it. He was like, yeah, so Gary now knows there's some alliance that Dirk and Sarah are in, but he doesn't know who's all in, and he thinks it's Dirk, Sarah, Katie, and Mason. And I'm like, oh my god, this is such good news to hear. Wow, Gary, thanks for coming to me with this information. It makes me really feel like he does trust me, because otherwise, why else would he tell me this?
All right, am I recording? Yeah, okay. All right, sorry. This is Squire sticker. This is my life right now. I'm leaving school as we speak. It is homecoming weekend for anyone that understands the craziness that is homecoming in American high schools. It's a little nuts. We had a parade today. Oh, watch this not have sound because I'm plugged in. We'll find out. No, we had all these things today. My son sang the national anthem at the game. So to do that, had the baby, had the grandparents there, the auntie. It was a lot. And so I really, probably for the, oh, I did, the Wrath just said something and it seemed alarming. But anyway, it's probably for the best I was gone, because this cast is super messy. This tribe, whatever. I don't understand why, when we just have an easy name, it can't just be an easy name. Now I know Wrath is just trying to throw shit at the wall, but why are people engaging in it? Like, let's just be like, okay. Like, everyone's like, well, you might pay a shot in the dark. Okay, and it's a 1 in 6 chance. And the other name was Gary. So the only person that should be really freaking out is Gary. Why are we all freaking out? Holy moly, there's so many people at this game. Like, there's cars as far as the eye can see.
I'm the one who suggested to Wrath that we make an alliance with Katie and Sarah, and he told Sarah that, and yet Sarah thinks that Wrath is the one who actually wants the alliance chat. Oh, love that for me. Oh, there's been other instances where I've said something, and then Wrath has told someone what I've said, and then I just confront the issue and be like, I'm actually no, Wrath said that, and then people are just eating it up. They're like, oh my god, what is Wrath doing? And I'm like, honey, I don't know, you tell me.
I'm gone. This is the day of alliances, I guess, right? I think I'm feeling pretty good in my position in the game. Well, good and scared. But, talked last night, did some VCs, talked to Ryan. It was good. Conversation flowed, but not as much as it flowed with Dirk. Because I got off VC with Ryan and then went on VC with Dirk. And Dirk, I can just talk to that dude for hours. I mean, he is so chill. He's so fun, honest, and open. I really enjoy him. And so, man, having Dirk as an alliance with Sarah, it's kind of like having Angel and Devil.
So it seems like it's going to be a Wrath vote. I'm very nervous because the worst thing ever happened earlier today. Well, maybe not the worst thing ever, but I sent a voice note to Sarah and there was a Discord glitch and it sent it to like 5 people. It sent it to Sarah, Ryan, Snowy, Mason, and Ethan. Or not Ethan. Sarah, Ryan, Mason, Snowy, and Gary. And in the message, I was just basically saying, like, hopefully you guys know. I sent a similar message to Katie. Hopefully you guys know that, I've talked about wanting Nicole to come back, but 100%, I'm with you guys. I value our relationship 1,000% over that. And by the way, Gary told me that Wrath told him he might play the shot in the dark.
Dirk is such an angel. He's like, oh yeah, I've won Hero of the Season. Of course he has. Like, Cardo and him will get along really well, I think.
Hello. So, this is going to be a very, very quick video because I have work in 7 minutes and I'm in the car and I just took an exam and it went horribly. So, I'm stressing. I got work, got anxiety. So, it's not going to be super long. I don't have a lot of updates anyways. As a whole, that Dylan and Erica fight was a lot. I'm not entirely sure what sparked it. I mean, it sounds like Erica was talking good about him to people, which I can't exactly confirm. Me and Erica aren't close, I don't think, on a game level. Personal level, we talk a decent amount, but not enough to the point I know where her thoughts are on every single situation. So if she liked Dylan, I have no real idea. That definitely didn't need to blow up as much as it did. That was, to me, too far for this game. And I hopefully Dylan's time in the river helps him calm down a bit, I would say, because I think the first redemption challenge is going to be after this vote.
Meanwhile, Sarah's Chaos Goblin, she's like double angel. She will fucking throw herself on the bomb to protect people's games because she don't care. And you would think that's a messy player, but Sarah's calculated. Sarah thinks through things. She just needs some people to talk it out with, right? So, anyway. Sorry. Clear my throat.
I have been turning on some charm with people. I've been maybe a little aggressive more than I was the first fucking round. I'm much more clear-headed, I feel like. And I have unlocked the Gary lore from Ethan. I will not be sharing it here because it does involve other org things, but Ethan's not a fan of Gary. I love how catty Ethan is. I just want to straight up say that. I adore Ethan. I just don't know if he's on my side or not, but I think making myself available to be the one that he can shit talk to is good. It's a good thing. It'll make him want to keep me around. So that would be 5 votes there. And when we talked about this, because he asked me, like, what are your thoughts or whatever, I was like, well, I have 2 people. One, I don't think we could do a thing to. But the other one is the one causing issues, or I can't remember how I worded it or something. And he was like, well, I think I know the second one. And then I sent like a GIF. The GIF that he posted in the Draw and Drama tribe chat, that's the GIF I sent him. We were kind of cracking up. And then he was like, well, who's the other one? And I was like, look, like, I think this guy's insulated. But here's the thing, like, if this man wants to, like, spread that I don't like Gary, that's fine. I'll start a fucking fight with Gary. I do not give a shit. Like, I can say things. So, yeah, I was just like, whatever. But the way I worded it to Ethan, I was just like, okay, like, he's insulated, all the stuff. I'm not a fan of Gary. Like, he leaves me on red all the time. He did that thing with the tribal chat where he messaged me and I messaged him back pretty quickly. And then he immediately messaged in the tribe chat being like, I can't socialize or whatever the fuck. Like, dude, you're fucking transparent. Like, use your goddamn words. Like, come the fuck on. At least try to fake it. And like, I can't. And he's like constantly drunk. And it's whatever. And I feel like maybe that's why he's avoiding me. Completely personal related, but it does bother me when people try to skirt around like whatever it is that I have, like my fucking addiction stuff. Like, I promise I'm comfortable in my sobriety. You can make jokes, you can be drunk around me, you can smoke pot on camera. Like, it's not going to bother me. In fact, it kind of bothers me when people exclude me, like, because of like this fucking disease I have.
All the hubbub of talking to Sarah and talking to Dirk, and Sarah and I trying to make sure Dirk feels comfortable, like we're not too close together, which is, we are, but we do both genuinely like Dirk. It's very true. We both genuinely trust him. And so we're like slowly bringing him in on the information that her and I know, but we want to make sure it's like timed. We want to make sure he feels like he got the info first sometimes. So we're playing out time. Anyway, I was like, we really just need to make an alliance with him. So we have an alliance with just me, Sarah, and Dirk called the He Said, She Said, because we kept going back and forth, like checking in with each other. And I think all of us really want to make sure the other ones feel like they're valued. And it's really kind of nice to have, like, I think a comfortable threesome. I mean, I definitely know Sarah and I are number one with each other, but like, it's good to have Dirk.
So that message sent to all 5 of those people. I deleted it from Mason and Snowy. I don't know if they saw it or not. Gary definitely saw it and brought it up with Ethan, who didn't see it. So, like, I don't know who else Gary brought it up with. But that's fun. I'm a little scared I'm going to get blindsided now. But I feel, what I keep trying to reassure myself is, I don't think Katie, Sarah, or Ryan would vote me out. Pretty confident Ethan would. But also, I'm most confident in Ryan, and that he would hear about it from Gary, like if Gary was going to flip, and I'm hoping he could convince him otherwise, or at least, he would give me a heads up. So, we'll see what happens. I'm very nervous. I had to do damage control because that message was basically just like about Sarah and Katie. But I played it off with Ethan and Ryan because Ethan asked me about it. I played it off with them like I was referring to the alliance itself in general, like not the little mini alliance I have with Katie and Sarah. I was actually honest with Ryan and then pretended like I played it off with Sarah. And then actually played it off with Ethan. I don't know. It's. Oh man, it created a big mess for me. I feel like I definitely lost trust from Snowy, Gary, and maybe Mason.
I think I'm making inroads. I think that Ethan trusts me a little bit. I think Mason trusts me. Katie trusts me, and I think Dirk trusts me.
We will see. Small little things to note. Sarah has shaded Ryan as being a little social, and I kind of shaded Ryan a little bit to Katie, I think, at one point. Even though I love Ryan, and Ryan's like, I think, my number one. Just always got to keep the target off me. Because ultimately, the person I care the most about in this game is Melissa.
Okay, next video confessional. Although still not much is happening. Maybe a little bit, I suppose. Our last tribal was wild. Hilarious. Dylan called Erica fake asshole. Died. I was dying. And then Austin messages me. Yeah, no, it was good all the way. It was entertaining all the way around. Of course, I probably could have went in earlier and been the mediator like Nick and said, you know, that Erica did actually try to to save Dylan, but no, I was going to let that play out for a little bit. It's terrible, but it was fun. So Dylan went, and all is good, I guess. Casey's wondering who voted for her. I have no idea. I think I'm pretty good at it anyway. Nick said that there was a little bit of tea from his partner during the challenge, said that all the votes were on Nicole pretty much, except for it was between Nicole and Mason, and that Ethan voted for Mason and then I guess tried to blame it on Wrath or something. So there might be a bit of drama there. I'm curious to see who will go at this tribal, and then how that will play out on our end a little bit. Uli told me that he thinks I'm amazing, his words, I quote, and that he really trusts me and he means it, and so that's really good. I realized that he's not about quantity, he's about quality conversation, I suppose, and I've been talking Pokemon cards with him, so he loves that, and that's cool. So we're good. Still don't have much conversations with Carter. He's kind of but he's really busy doing his exams, so I'm wishing him all the best, and hoping that's good. Casey's a little MIA too. She's great when you talk to her. She's super sweet, but she's not around very much. Everybody else, still loving them. Really, they're all pretty cool. Austin's fun. Nick's great. Becca, again, love. So, yeah, that's where we are. Not a whole lot of anything really going on. So it's a pretty boring and short video. I'm going to have a somewhat busy weekend. We have a work AGM this weekend, so I'm headed to the hotel soon, and then all day tomorrow is like meetings, and then dinner, and then the after party. So maybe some fun videos to come. Who knows? You watch. We'll freaking swap right in the middle of all of it, and yeah, good times, I'm sure. But yeah, otherwise I'm having fun, and winning is great. It's boring, but it's great. And that's it for now.
Mason, Dirk, and Katie are the ones that I feel confident with that won't take me out like this fucking early kind of thing. So I'm wondering if I can harness Wrath's shit. But Wrath, I feel like Wrath would have no problem, like, using other people's names and things. Like, he really isn't a smart player. But it's really... I feel like I could make him dance for me. So if I wanted to flip this vote... I don't know. We might end up having to use coins if we go that route, because I don't know. A lot of people are over Wrath. Like, I feel like even if I wanted to, I just don't know how much I want to stick my neck out for Wrath. But I want Gary gone. He's just not fun. Like, he is such a buzzkill. And like, I play these to have fun. Like, give me something entertaining, you know? Like, I'm sorry I don't watch your fucking balls of the foot or whatever, like Yay Sports. And I'm sorry I don't drink. But, like, there's all these different hobbies. I have so many fucking hobbies. And so much knowledge about all these random fucking things. Like, I'm sure there's something you can talk to me about Gary. We're in a fucking game about, like, a reality show. Obviously, I watch it. Like, and we kind of talked a little bit about Survivor, but then he left me on red again. So, like, ugh, he's so annoying. I don't like him. He has the personality of a rock, except when he's drinking. And then when he's drinking, he's not messaging me. So, obviously, he has some kind of problem with me. Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. So, do I use Wrath to try to get out Gary? Another thing to note, Gary went head-to-head with my loved one, Becca. And Becca and I lied about our backstory. It's almost like a frenemies type backstory if people dig into it. And obviously, I can't talk to Becca. I don't know what Becca has said. I don't know what Becca is doing. I don't know if she's okay. She was in first boot, though, so... Or second boot, technically, but... I am optimistic that she is okay. Obviously, she's not going to be this boot either. I'm cautiously optimistic that I won't be the boot. It's just some of these people have left me on red a lot, and it's odd. I ultimately think Wrath will be going home. I'm going to try to get his coin. It's kind of hard when he's not messaging me. If I can get him on a VC, I think that I can convince him to give me the coin so I can vote his ass out. He might just bequeath it to me. Part of me feels like he might have multiples, and maybe that's also a reason, but like... The issue is I think that if we send him to redemption... Because here's another dilemma I have. I view Nicole and her little child friend as issues to my game. When they were present in the game, I had a hard time focusing on much else. It was affecting the way my brain was strategizing. So I do need them out of the game. But I also think it would be really funny if one of them wins and knocks out their partner, preferably Nicole, booting her little child friend. So if I send Wrath there, I feel like Wrath might be able to beat them. Wrath seems to be pretty good, at least in the app challenges. So then I won't get that entertainment from, Nicole beating the child or the child beating Nicole. If I send Gary, Gary sucks. Becca beat him. Becca's never played a Discord before. I know that I informed her of a bunch of stuff, and she said she was going to practice things, but and she's been good. She is good in challenges where we come from. She's very good in those. She and I are about equal over there, I would say. Over here, I think I have a leg up because I'm familiar with them, which is why I gave her the information, right? But the fact is she is technically disadvantaged when it comes to these challenges, and she whooped Gary's ass. And I told Gary, hey, I want you to beat her so I can laugh at her, with the hopes that he would tell her. So maybe she could use it in some way, right? I don't know what she's telling people. I don't know. It was just like a kind of a way to communicate. And hopefully whatever. But she sent him a message back saying, tell Sarah she's a shady bitch.
So yeah, we talked, we made a deal. We also, Wrath told me some information, and this is pretty funny. If you remember my tea earlier, that Ethan asked me to play this game, and I lied to him saying I was busy, because Ethan voted for Mason at the first tribal, according to Wrath, which, if Ethan and Mason aren't getting along, I feel like Ethan will come for me if we swap, and I feel like I have multiple reasons not to believe this, which kind of makes me I really want to work with Erica because Erica and Ethan are partners, but now it's kind of Erica doesn't have any connections besides me, Becca, and Melissa. So why should I waste social capital protecting Erica if we lose again, if Ethan's just going to come after me and Mason anyways? I feel like it would make more sense to weaken Ethan at that point. Now, this is all under the pretense that, like, what Wrath is telling me is the truth. There's a very real chance he could be lying, especially because Wrath told me that Ethan tried to pin the vote on Wrath. So there's a very real chance that, like, Wrath was just the second vote on Mason because Nicole also voted for Mason. And he's just trying to, like, get ahead of it. And, like, obviously I'm Mason's partner, so he's trying to just, like, be sneaky. I'm like, I don't think that's the truth, but, like, it's definitely possible, so I don't want to weigh it out. So I'm still, like, leaving that open as, like, a consideration. But, yeah, if Ethan did vote for Mason at that first tribal and they're not getting along, that can be very messy come a swap if, like, you know, the three of us are together, God forbid the three of us and Erica, because that girl is a firecracker. The only thing, like, that's, like, kind of, like, peaceful about it is that me and Erica are pretty close. Like, I'm probably her number, like, I would say probably number 2 ally after Melissa, maybe number 3 after Becca, but I definitely think I'm in Erica's top 3, especially because I was, like, so quick to publicly defend her in the tribe chat. I would probably say I'm her number 2 after Melissa. So if Erica and I can, like, get these, like, if they are really beefing Ethan and Mason, if Erica and I can, like, get these people at the swap to, like, get the fuck together and, like, get their shit figured out and be like, no, like, you're not, like, you need to squash whatever the fuck is happening because Erica and I are working together. We're working together, so you two need to figure your shit out because we're not flipping on each other. I feel like Erica and I definitely are the type of people to, like, be sassy and, like, tell them to figure their shit out. And knowing Ethan and Mason, I think they would be like, oh, I'm sorry, and, like, be stupid and, like, listen. Not even be stupid, but just, like, apologize and listen to us. So that's kind of, like, almost like fan fiction in my head. Like, maybe we can all work together. I don't know.
In general, I think the tribe is, like, really cool. It's been very challenging to, like, the vote was, like, challenging because usually with first votes, it's, like, easy. It's like, you know, it's like, oh, this person hasn't said squat. This person screwed up the challenge. This person did yada yada. And yeah, like, Dylan screwed up the challenge, but, like, we got blown out of the water. So, I mean, it's not like Dylan not being production was, like, the difference maker, you know? So, I don't know. Whatever. Felt a little bad for Dylan, to be honest with you, but I think this was sort of the most bloodless way of handling a first vote. So, yeah, so still not, like, officially in an alliance, but I feel like that I talked to Austin, Becca, and Nick S enough, and Uli. I keep forgetting about Uli, but Uli has, like, really, he's like my little squire. I don't like that. Uli's like my friend. He asked me very early on, do you want to be allies? And I was like, yes. And as the game has gone on, I really like Uli a lot. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I really wish I was in some sort of, like, official named alliance, but I feel like I'm in such a good spot that even if we went to tribal, probably I'm not in any danger. If we go to tribal, do not know where that vote will land. So that won't be fun.
So they've been, I mean, like, literally we made that this morning, and I was, like, getting ready for school and, like, doing some errands, and, like, the voice chats would not stop, and I was like, holy moly. But it's good. Like, I trust him. I think Sarah trusts him. We've all now shared some kind of secret. Dirk telling us about the Ryan Gary alliance, which I don't really care that much about, but, you know, noted. Good to help me with my game. And then Sarah told us about the coin that Wrath offered, but has not given her, and now is going to apparently play for They Shot in the Dark, but at least she told us. And then I told Dirk, which I already, of course, told Sarah the moment it happened, that I got the idol shard, or piece, or whatever. I keep calling it a shard. Is it a shard? Anyway, I digress. So we've all shared information with each other that is, like, secret or private, and I think we're all feeling a little more comfortable with each other, too.
But anyway, if I send Gary there, I think he might lose. Like, the fact that Becca literally, like, smoked his ass. That's my girl. Oh, so proud of her. makes me feel like he probably really sucks. Like, I mean, she's good. I'm not trying to discredit her. I'm just saying, like, this dude obviously plays a bunch of orgs. I have some lore on him. Like, he plays orgs. She's been out of the game a long ass time. And she smoked him. Literally. Ugh. So he might lose, and then Nicole or the child would win, and then I would have that entertainment, and then Gary would also be out of the game. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I have that whole thing. Like, do I want to go for the lulz? How much do I want to do? And I don't know if I really have a strategic arm here. I don't really want to push Gary too hard. I've really only talked to Ethan, saying like he's somebody I don't trust, I mean, Katie knows I don't like him, but like, yeah, that's where we're at.
Which is good. But Dirk made a little blunder. He apparently sent a voice message talking about, he at least mentioned my name, which sucks, but I'm pretty sure like people can understand the context. And he was like, yeah, I told Katie, but like obviously I want Nicole back in, but like I 1,000% support you both, or something similar to that. And he apparently sent it to 5 people, which he's doing damage control. I know he feels bad, but like, first you sleep through your vote, and now you're sending people messages. I love you, Dirk, but come on, you might be messiest player. He's a sweetheart, but I feel for him. I need to catch up with him. I had to do my confessional first because I knew I'd forget otherwise, and I'm driving, and that's the only time I can do it. Sure. Let's go to the wrath of it all, right? So he's going around saying that Sarah and I are his top 2, which is weird, right? I actually think his top is Ethan, and he's playing Sarah and I to make us think that it's him. But then he's also telling, like, why would you go to somebody and be like, hey, I like these 2 people more than you? Like, lie. Like, what? Lie. It's Survivor. Like, oh yeah, I clearly like you, and I also like don't even, why are you like leveling it? Because it's just disingenuous, because he doesn't even really talk to us. Like, probably talk to the least next to like Mason and Snowy, and Snowy, at least every time he's on, is like really chatty with me. It's just messy. I don't know what he's doing. He told Sarah to have the coin and then changed the mind. I don't know. He's throwing, and then I come back. Sorry, just so many things. Been gone all day doing homecoming stuff. I jump on real quick because right before the game starts, I'm in a fucking alliance with Sarah, Ethan, and Wrath. And I'm like, hello? What? No one asked. Sarah sends me a voice message like, yeah, I was literally on like voice call with Dirk when that came in. And I was like, oh my fucking God. So Ethan's like, okay, hi, New Alliance. And then like he's like saying, oh, Ethan wanted me to make it, and Ethan's like, no, I just said I like you too. Like, and of course I like Ethan too. I do think Ethan's playing Wrath. I don't think Ethan is honestly the biggest Wrath fan either. Maybe he is, and I'm just stupid. But apparently Ethan told Wrath that he voted Mason. I don't know if that's true. Again, I don't care who voted Mason. Why are we still talking? It's done. It's wild. Why are we so messy? It's too much. Too much to calm down. I got a little angry there. So yeah, that's the tea of it all. I don't think it's me tonight. That's really all that matters. If it is, I'm fucking blindsided, and that's crazy. But there goes my phone. Why did that happen? That's wild. It's in a literal holder, but that feels like a great time that feels like a sign, right? My phone's crashing out. This tribe's bleh. My phone is crashing out, and so is this tribe, and so am I. Have a good night, Sagevivor.
And just like that, our boy Wrath was voted out of the game. Wrath, thank you so much for playing. You still have a chance to re-enter the game. We are sending you to Resurgence River. Now it is Nicole, Dylan, and Wrath all in Resurgence River together. Who will win the competition and earn the right to send a Sage coin to somebody still left in the game? And who are the other 2 that will be the first eliminated from the game? We'll be getting into that next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Sagevivor Season 9. We love you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!